Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight we continue Animorphs number 6, The Capture by K.A. Applegate. The fugue. The final hours of the Yerk's life. I was watching him die. A lot has happened to me since I first saw the Andalite Prince land in that construction site. More strange things than happen to most people in their entire lives. But the strangest was this, and the saddest. Yerk cried in pain again and again, and the visions came floating up crystal clear as if they had just happened. Visions of the good times in the Yerk's life and of bad times. Emotions were strange, uh, uh, alien. I guess that's the word for them. There was no memory of love. I guess Yerks don't do love. But there was affection, pride, fear, regret, those I could understand. And along with the Yerk's own memories, I began to see the minds of his hosts. The Ged, who had a name no human could hope to pronounce. The Hork-Bajir warrior who had fought the Yerk in his head every day of his life. Sorry, and going for number 2 here. Oh, shite. The Hork-Bajir, who had been forced to attack his own kind, to destroy his own friends as an unwilling slave of the Yerks. But it was more than just memories. It was more. The Yerk had carried with him some small part of that Hork-Bajir warrior's being. Like a computer transferring a document onto a floppy disk, I realized. Part of the Ged and part of the Hork-Bajir had been transferred permanently to the Yerk. And to my shock, I knew that those parts were now being transferred to me. And then the memories I feared most. He had joined the sharing for a simple, silly reason. A pretty girl he liked was a member. He had wanted to get close to her. He had he had gone to meetings. He'd played along with them, never guessing the truth. All he had cared about was the girl. He had stumbled accidentally into a secret leadership meeting. He thought the girl was seeing another boy, but she was one of them. He had followed her, wandered into the meeting, and seen Fisher 3. Fisher 3 in his ant-like body. I saw the controllers grab a yelling, punching, kicking Tom. I saw as they tied him up, carried him through secret passageways to the great underground Yerk pool. I saw him scream as he realized what was happening. I felt his fear. I felt his rage at the Yerk. I felt his rage as the Yerk slug crawled into his ear and wrapped itself around his brain. I felt every ounce of his despair. And like the Ged and the Hork-Bajir, this human, my brother, became a part of me. The Yerk was no longer in pain. It was beyond pain. I opened my eyes and looked at Cassie. It happened so naturally. I opened my eyes by my own will. I don't know how she knew, but I guess she did. She nodded slightly and met my gaze. For the first time in more than an hour, the Yerk spoke. So, human, you win. The Yerk shuddered. I could feel it. A physical spasm. My vision changed. I felt it's it's hard to describe. I felt as if I were seeing through things, into things. Like I could see the front and back and top and bottom and inside of everything all at once. And then I saw it. A creature or a machine. Some combination of both. It had no arms. It was still as if unable to move on a throne that was miles high. Its head was a single eye. The eye turned slowly left, right. I trembled. I prayed it would not look my way. And then it saw me. The eye, the blood red eye, looked straight at me. It saw me. It saw me. Oh, oh, I cried in silent terror. I looked away. And when I opened my eyes again, all I saw was a weird glow. The glow faded, little by little. I was trembling. It's over, Jake, Cassie said. I rose slowly to my feet. I moved my own legs. I was in control of myself again. I looked down on the wooden floor of the shack. A gray slug, not 6 inches long, lay there, still. As we watched, it withered and shriveled and became nothing. Whew, that was a tough chapter to do. Okay. Okay, that was a trip there. I think in that moment, that singular moment, Jake and Temrash bonded, but it was a once in a lifetime thing because Jake was feeling another creature die, and he wasn't in the most stable of situations, so his emotions were all out of whack. And like he felt a little pain, like just because Jake felt Temrash's dying pain, that's the only reason there would be any temporary pity. But more so than Temrash's pain was, the Hork-Bajir, the Ged, and Tom. Like, oh, we got to see why. Yeah, the we got to see why Tom originally joined the sharing. Con, it was sad as shit. Which is like on par for this series. So, one other thing I want to point out is the the thing that Jake sees. Let's see what they call it here. The blood red eye. And I remember I wasn't really active online when the series was coming out, and in all honesty, the internet was very new when the series was coming out, as can be shown by the mention of floppy disk. I bet you youngins don't know what the fuck a floppy disk is. Not really familiar. Why would they mention a floppy disk? So, yeah, that part made me feel fucking old. But anyways, like, little bits I saw of any, like, fan community, which wasn't a lot, mind you, I basically glanced at things here and there, was the discussion of what is the big red eye? Because fans were like, "What is this?" And don't worry, uh, fellow Phantomorphs, we do get our answer. Uh, but it's wow. It's wow. It's you know how I sometimes like to say that, oh, don't no major spoilers in the comments section because there's big twists and big reveals. Yeah, the big red eye. Holy fuck, that's a big fucking reveal. But it's going to be a little wait until we find out, at least until you newcomers find out what the big red eye is, because holy shit. Oh yeah, that's pleasant times, pleasant times. But I was about to start critiquing something about the big red eye, but then I'm like, that's I. It's not really saying too much, but I just don't want to step my bounds. So, anyways, what did you think of this chapter? What did you think about Temrash dying? What did you think about the reveal about Tom? And, just comment down below. Please remember, though, no major spoilers. There are major twists and turns throughout the series, and those really need to be encountered without knowing exactly what's going to happen. So if you do want to talk spoilers to me and you're on the YouTube's link in the description, and it will take you to my Tumblr ask box. Now, if you just stumbled upon Animorphs via this video, like, oh my gosh, this actually seems to be somewhat interesting, and not just a series of silly book covers. If you would like your very own copy of Animorphs number 6 The Capture, if you are on the YouTube's link in the description, if you are on my blog, link down below. And both links will take you to where you can buy your very own copy of Animorphs number 6 The Capture by K.A. Applegate. If you're on the YouTubes, please like this video because, I blog for attention, because I need some confirmation that, I'm a worthwhile human being. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any more wonderful Animorphs dramatic readings. And plus, I'm going to be reviewing a Star Wars book in the near future. Not this week, hopefully in a week or two. Like, fingers crossed, things work out. But yeah, it's a Star Wars book featuring with Mace Windu as the lead. So, woot! So, maybe you want to stay tuned for that. Plus, I will be reviewing each Game of Thrones Season 8 episodes. Just because I don't usually like to do that. But, it's the final season, so I have to comment on it. Maybe. Whatever. Anyways, if you are watching this on my blog, and watching on the desktop version of my blog, please choose the follow by email option so you don't miss out on another blog post from me, like these wonderful Jash Reads episodes, or the Drabbles, or the fan fictions, or the written posts, going off a variety of different topics. And now we come to the part where, get your drink, if your favorite alcohol, liquor, or whatever the fuck's lying around, or hey, just any non-alcoholic beverage. I'm drinking water. And we're going to work more on the graphic. Ta-da! Okay. I'm trying to keep these segments really fucking short, but sometimes if you've ever done anything, you're like, oh, I'll just take a little short bit, and then, it won't take that long. Like right here, this took a way longer than I meant to. I'm like, I'll just find simple, it will be fine. And it's like, oh yeah, it's not fine because life fucking sucks. Okay. Now the whole thing is getting Drogon. Fuck. Come on, Jorah. Drogon and Jorah into this picture. That's the kind of. I don't know. Arg. I don't know. I don't know sound effects. I'm not really a sound effects person. Actually, what I'm going to do, Actually, I'm going to delete you for a moment there. And let's see. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it in there. Or is that? Those look sort of funky. They're like. Yeah. Let's see if we can get a full picture Drogon. Okay. That has to be a little bit smaller. Sometimes I will just flatten it for a moment just to see how it looks when cut off, because like as you can see, hang on, let me pause a moment. Like as you can see, you can sort of see how it's cut off, but you can still see the rest of the image, which makes it a little not sort of disconcerting, I guess. Okay. And I sort of like to make sure of how it looks before I'm like, okay, that's how it's going to be. I was going to have Jorah right in the front there, but then I'm like, wait, it's not like if Jorah goes like here that Drogon's going to disappear, because Drogon's a fucking dragon. But it's just the whole. I guess I think the word is perspective, like figuring out how big they actually are into relation to each other. And for me, I have piss poor depth perception. So so I have really hard time. Plus, it's not just depth perception; it's perception. It's not just that. It's like, what will actually look good? Okay, I think Jorah's shorter. Jorah, at least in the show, is 6 feet 1 inches. So he's like, I can't go like, how big would I be next to Drogon, because I am a short, measly 5 feet 2 inches. I'm 1 foot taller than my mom, but let's see if we can mess around with transparency, which I don't know, really fucking love to do. Ooh, Drogon just he has a camouflage mode now. Ooh, can't find me. What's this? Okay, let's see. See if anything actually looks good. Let's see what happens when you do this. Oh yeah. Oh, hey, can see. Yeah, that is actually cool, but that's not gonna, cut it. It looks like now Jorah's standing next to like a cave painting of Drogon. Remember who you are. I got into liking. Okay. Maybe let's see if we can do something with George, just because, fuck it. And wasting your time. We're all. That's cool. It's like, hey, look, mom, no legs. Okay. I liked. Like some of these things look really fucking cool, but it just would not work for this photo. Let's see, difference. No, the difference actually seems really good up here, but then his legs are just killing it. Fine. Okay. Normal. Okay, flatten. It's normal. Normal for guys to stand next to dragons. Dragons are cool. They're cool, but I'm actually going to save project as just because I did another graphic and I saved it, after I've been done doing everything, and I'm like, oh god, this isn't going to work out. And so I had to go back and back. So yeah, I learned from my mistakes. Let's see if we can't do anything here. Okay. Okay, let's see. I think this looks a little good. So let's do save as project, be funky, save. Yes, I want to override it. Okay, guys, this is the final image. So please comment down below and tell me what words do you think would fit this image? What words would you actually like on here? And just because I know Jorah's not a well-liked character, and implying that he's a dragon rider will just make you want to go, oh, let me think of the most insulting thing I can think of to put on there. No, think positive. It can be funny and joking, but not mean-spirited, folks. Come on, we're adults here. You're watching this very mature video, but yeah. So the question is, when is the cutoff date? The cutoff date is Friday. And what happens Friday? Well, I will be reading the final chapter of Animorphs number 6, The Capture. That's right, folks. Friday, you get the conclusion to this awesome book, my favorite fucking book in the Animorphs series. So again, next episode of Jash Reads will air on this Friday, so keep tuned. Bye.